for repairs and they're coming back. I don't know. But I suddenly noticed no window has a charger. What's happened? So this has gone. Now this is the state of the windows. When you'll go out after this meeting, just check it. This is near the police department, the state of the windows. And be careful. This tile could fall on your head if you pass by, because it's just waiting to fall, and that is just after the police department. So if you're walking up, just look up. Otherwise, if there's a little bit of breeze, you know this tile is sure going to fall off. We have this near the government printing press. The window in such a bad shape. I don't know why the government doesn't see this. But what I'm saying, why not repair this? Why not maintain this? After all, you all got a lot of casinos from where you are getting revenue. That's why you want the casinos. The reason why you want the casinos is because it is generating revenue for the government. So where is that revenue going? Use it on these buildings. No, that doesn't seem to be happening. Forget heritage building. This is Udyog Bhavan on the opposite. Just look at the state of this building. But there's a plan. Keep the buildings like this. Then say, oh, the buildings are in a dilapidated condition. We need to redevelop the building and change the height and FAR and whatever you have to do. There's a plan behind all this. It is just not happening the way we see it. If private buildings can be maintained, this is the Mamai Kamath house. If they can maintain this building so well, why can't the government do it? This is something of the 1500s, I'm not too sure, something around 1500s, I'm not a historian, but I was trying to read up. If this building can stay, new buildings are just falling down. But this beautiful house has stayed. This is the Republica of the 1800s, 19th century, beautifully maintained, again private. So if private persons can maintain their buildings, why not government? But I told you there is a plan not to maintain that. So now the government has decided we'll sign an MOU with NBCC. And I'm telling you who NBCC is. And this is very important because this is happening now. And government signed this MOU with NBCC. And I want to tell you who NBCC is, okay? I've got my notes written here, okay. NBCC India Limited, they're from Delhi, a public limited company, wholly owned public sector undertaking of the Government of India under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. You know how the Government of India controls the Government of Goa. So now we've got NBCC. But why are they roping in NBCC? This MOU has been signed on 26 September 25 last year. Why are they roping in NBCC? Because government cares for us a lot. They want to look after our buildings for us to achieve aspired quality of life for the people of Goa. Wow. And why are we complaining then? This is what is in the undertaking. To achieve aspired quality of life for the people of Goa and the value of cooperation and policy dialogue. Nobody's having a dialogue with anybody. But this is what it is. In co-creating models for realizing states' development objectives, to develop vacant, underutilized buildings, dilapidated buildings, so you know why they are getting dilapidated, throughout Goa. Now this is not happening in Panjim alone, it's starting here, but it's going to be throughout Goa. The government of Goa felt acute shortage of office space and government quarters to accommodate its officials. So it has brought this company here. Government quarters have become inhabitable. No maintenance, of course it will become. Due to dilapidated conditions and also underutilized redevelopment of old government buildings, colonies, identified as one of the strategies to overcome this shortage. Now, in the MOU, the responsibilities of the state government are defined. Listen carefully. We have the government also who's going to, has a responsibility. And what is that responsibility? Government will facilitate the change in land use if required. I'll explain this. Or additional FAR and building height. Government is going to do all this for you. We are so good, we are going to give you this. Now, what is this change in land use? You have the ODP of Panjim. ODP is an outline development plan. It's a plan for the city of Panjim. You have gone for Margao and other places. Remember, this plan is like our recipe book that we have in our kitchen. If we want to make something, we go as per the recipe, so we have that recipe book. In planning, you have an ODP. In religion, you have the Bible, you have the Bhagavad Gita, you have the Quran. So everywhere you have something that you refer to, and that is what it is. And if you see the colors, it looks very nice. Initially, I used to love these ODPs. I thought they were lovely pictures for the wall. I didn't know what those colors meant. And I think that would be a subject for another day, like showing you green. Green is recreational, or yellow is settlement where residential houses are. Blue is supposed to be commercial, where commercial buildings can come. So the whole ODP is planned that way. Now, the ODP, every 10 years you have an ODP. So this, you had the ODP 2011. After 2011, 10 years, you have the ODP 2021. And then now you're going to have the ODP 2031. So we had the ODP 2021. But what happened? There was a problem because of change in land use. Land use was being changed as and when anyone liked it. So there is a stay on the ODP 2021. And what is in force is the 2011. Now government has a responsibility, and it says, if you want, I'll do your change in land use. My dear government, there's a stay in the ODP 2021, and you can't change the land use. And in case you need to change the land use for any government project, you have to go back to the court. And no government has yet gone back to the court, and they're changing FAR and everything. So they're doing all these changes. Now, the NBCC has been given 6 projects, okay? Junta House, as we all know, Sant Inez government quarters, there is plot 1 and there is plot 2, the circuit house, government garage opposite Don Bosco's, and Prashasan Stamp. I'll tell you about this. This is a nice story about Prashasan Stamp. So, now before I go to the individual projects, I just want you all to look at one thing. If we have to develop anything, we are making something small into something big. We got to have the infrastructure for that. We got to have water availability. We got to have the sewage infrastructure and all different things. But I'm talking only about 2 types of infrastructure, water and sewage. Now there are a lot of buildings coming up in Panjim under height and FAR. Lots of buildings. I think there are about 33 in Panjim or more. And in whole of Goa about 700. But when we asked under right to information, what is the water availability? I'll give you just one example from there. This is a Greenland housing society that is coming up in Kampal, and they said we are putting up a new building, this height, this FAR and whatever. They asked for 2,400 cubic meters per month. And what the Department of Water tells them, we can give you 30. And what do? The rest, you get tankers. From where these tankers are going to come? Our wells, our groundwater. This is one building I'm talking about. We have 700 or more buildings in Goa. I think they want to 1,000 buildings. Panjim is 33 or more. But this is the state of water. And now government has come in and putting their buildings to NBCC. Where is the water going to come from? That's what we have to think about. And we come to sewage. I had gone for a walk that day towards Tonka. And our sewage has to go to the sewage treatment plant. But what I noticed here, sewage was gushing under that bridge in Tonka. And yeah, this is the one. I don't know whether you see it. This is all sewage gushing in. So immediately I took a video of this and I sent it to the mayor of Panjim. And I said, there's all sewage coming out. Yes, I'm looking into it. I said, thank you very much. I'm so happy I'm looking into it. So this is the state. Now this is when there is no Junta House redevelopment. There's no government quarter redevelopment. There's no circuit house redevelopment. Just imagine what's going to happen after that. Has government thought of that? No. We asked for information as regards Junta House. Have you given water permission or availability? They have not applied to us at all. So that is the state. They have not even applied for water. Now I will come to the first project, that is Junta House. Okay, it's not coming. Okay, this is Junta House. On 15th August, 12 days to go, Junta House is going to complete 60 years. It's the birthday of Junta House on 15th of August 2026. So let's wish Junta House a happy birthday. This building was was inaugurated in 1966 by the Lieutenant Governor of Goa, and he had inaugurated this building. Yes, I have it here. Anyway, so at that time, we thought that, it was in the 60s, and when we looked at Junta House, we said, my God, what a tall building. It was 7 floors, so high. There it is, the yellow-greenish one, which you can see. But in the 60s, we thought that this was very high. Now, you're going to have a new project, which is going to be 12 floors. With... No, I'll tell you about the casino, wait. 12 floors, and it shows a casino on the 11th floor. It shows a pool on the terrace above. Where the water is going to come from, I don't know. So this is what is proposed for Junta House. When I went to check the plans, this is what I got under RTI. I checked the plans and I found that they don't say casino. They only say hotel. Because if they say casino, then it has to be a 5-star hotel. Now, when you pay fees for a 5-star hotel, you pay 20,000 rupees per square meter for development, for change in FAR. But if you pay fees for just a hotel, which is not a 5-star hotel, you pay just 1,000. So why show it as a casino now? We'll see later. We know how to change rules. So we come to this, I want to come to the first part, is the height and FAR. This is a 12-floor building that is coming up. Now it went to the Town and Country Planning Board, and the Town and Country Planning Board always has a committee that goes through the application that comes and recommends to the board that this is the extra thing you give or you don't give. So the Town and Country Planning Board recommended that they give 8 meters extra height and 50 FAR. So from 24 meters they would go to 32 meters, and from 200 FAR they would go to 250 FAR. FAR is floor area ratio. But then the board, they're so generous. Our government, our board, really generous people. When they said 8 floors, they said, no, we'll give 16 floors. So it became 40 meters high, and we'll give by 250 FAR, we'll give another 50, so it's 300 FAR. So this is what the board has done, given them 300 FAR and 40 meters height. Now the application goes to the NGPDA, and here, whatever we think of the planners, I think the NGPDA in this case deserves an applause. Because when the NGPDA went through the plans of this project, they had 50 observations to make. What I'm saying is, such a company, NBCC, buildings in Delhi, all over India, abroad also I think, they don't know how to submit a simple application. The PDA had to make 12 observations. Now I'll tell you what it is. The built-up area is always mentioned in the area statement. This is the built-up area of the building. They left it blank. You don't leave it blank. You have to say what is your built-up area unless you don't know how to calculate. So NBCC, are they a good company? Do we keep them in Goa, or we all people drive them out? I think they're going to destroy Goa according to me. Now, why they left it blank? Because all over I've been reading, they've been putting up statements that their built-up area is 17,000 square meters, somewhere 19,000 square meters, but it is not touching 20,000 square meters. Because when it touches 20,000 square meters, you need an environment impact assessment clearance. They didn't want to get this. So the PDA found this and said, you are more than 20,000, you have to get that EIA. So all the other observations they looked into, they sent the application back within a week to the PDA and said, we will get the EIA, but please process our file fast, because this is a very prestigious project and a time-bound project of the government of Goa. I don't know what is so prestigious and time-bound. So this is one thing about their EIA. They cannot start this project unless they get an EIA. Now coming to stilt height. They showed the stilt height as 6.6 meters because they say we want to put a puzzle parking system inside. We were told not to have a basement because there are civic lines there. I don't think there are, but they were told no basement, and because of the high tide water table. We know those roads get flooded, so does Pato, so does other areas, but there are basements in Pato, there are basements coming up in Miramar, so why no basement in Junta House? I don't know. So they said, that is why we are building 6.6, please relax this for us. So the PDA said, no, we cannot relax it. Kudos to the PDA, they're doing their job. I want to show you that sometimes government officers do their job. Are they allowed to perform? This is important. Then it goes to the cabinet. They ask them, please relax. And the cabinet on 19th May 2006 relaxes it. Since when did the cabinet become the new planners? How can they relax something that is of the Town and Country Planning Department? It has not come through the Town and Country Planning Department. Who are you to relax this? So that is one thing they were relaxed, which is illegal. There's another issue of open space. I hope I'm not telling you too much, but this is important. You should know how the government bends over to help these people. They have not shown a contiguous open space of 500 meters. They said, the building is irregular, so we are showing you 2 open spaces, but it's not contiguous. So the PDA says, no, we cannot allow you this open space. What the government does, the government relaxes it. Now, this is how they behave. Now, there's another issue that is very important. This is the fees. I told you under height and FAR, you have to pay fees. So, they have to pay, now they're calculating the fees at the rate of 1,000, not 20,000, because it's not a 5-star hotel. So, this is only 1,000. So, the fees applicable as per the order of 23rd July is 23rd July shall be collected before issue of letter granting height and FAR permission. But they already got it. So, on 28th of Jan 26, the PDA sends NBCC an assessment order demanding fees at 1,000 rupees, which works out to mere 58 lakhs for NBCC. What is half a crore? We are talking on crores and crores. 58 lakhs. No reply. Don't they know they have their godfathers up there? Why should they pay that amount? They'll want it waived. On 30th Jan 26, the NGPDA sends the NBCC a reminder. You have already obtained additional height and FAR. Pay the fees within 15 days. No reply. On 24th of March 26, the NGPDA sends an order. It is noted that you have not paid the fees even after reminder dated 20th Jan 26. Now therefore, as per the directions of the government, the additional FAR and height granted by the government on 10th of November 25 stands rescinded. So, till today it is rescinded. NBCC cannot build that big building as of now. And I'll tell you, for any of you who want to know the meaning of rescinded, is to officially cancel, revoke, or take back a law, order, or agreement so that it is no longer valid.
Under which department does this NGPDA?
NGPDA is a part of the town planning department.
So it's
okay?
the same under Rane only?
Yes, the department is under Rane.
This is a good side of it.
I'm telling you, no, the good side of the officers, okay? Yeah. I don't know whether the good side of the government, I'm talking about the officers. So now that the height and FAR order is rescinded, it's no longer valid, they'll have to go back to town and country planning department. And we cannot do this. So, but I don't know whether the godfathers are at work or what it is. So, in this case, I want to say the NGPDA is strictly following the law, as should be. The government is the one breaking the law. If any untoward incidents takes place, like the birch at Arpara, who will be held responsible? Will they catch some member secretary or some planner? It's the government who should be held responsible in this case, in case anything happens. So this is as far as Junta House is concerned. Now I will go to the next one. So let's hope we'll celebrate the birthday on 15th August, and I don't know when it will go down. So now I'll talk, this is the casino floor that was shown and the swimming pool on top. Now we're going to Sant Inez government quarters. You all are familiar with this. This is before the Kakula Mall, no? The one below, before the Kakula Mall. No, the one after the Kakula Mall, sorry. And right now, demolition has started. You will see that, because what happens is, demolition comes under the CCP. So CCP only gives orders for demolition. Whether plans are approved and all will come under town planning. So they are two separate parts. So they've started demolishing that. This is what you are going to get there. Now there, the government quarters has, again there's another hotel coming up. No, not in this case. So, government quarters. There's another part which is the okay. This is the other part Sant Inez Government Quarters Plot 2. Okay, that was Plot 1 and this is Plot 2. Here you're going to have a hotel coming up. It's going to be, it was first ground plus 2. Now you're going to have 12 floors. And in the first thing, there's going to be commercial use here also. And here the government has relaxed because in settlement area, the commercial, the covered area is 50%.
The commercial use can only be up to
50%
of the covered area.
Covered area. Here government has relaxed it and saying that you can go above 50% in order to optimize land use and maintain financial liability. So everything for government is revenue. All our buildings, all our government buildings, Goa in fact has become a commodity. Just to be sold to anyone, monetize it. It's for revenue and that's all. So here we have another project which is coming up also in the government. Sorry. No, I'm pressing the wrong thing. Yeah. So here we are going to get, this is the wonderful hotel coming up. Do we need a hotel in place of government quarters? But do we need a hotel in Panjim? How many hotels? Everything is hotel, hotel, hotel. So we're going to get, so I said the commercial use has been this, and this is the hotel. I don't know, I find it very ugly. I don't know if you like this building, but to me it looks very ugly. In fact, it reminded me of the Grundig radio we had days back, if you all still remember that Grundig radio. This hotel reminds me of that. And really, I don't think NBCC understands Goa and its heritage. We are supposed to have Panjim as a heritage city. Is this heritage? So I don't think we should allow these people here. I think we should just chase them away. They're going to destroy our Panjim. So while we had planned heritage, this is what is happening to Panjim.
Madam, that police station is also under NBCC?
No. That is another one which is coming inside that. So I'm only talking about the NBCC projects right now. Now here I want to, this is Circuit House. And before I talk about it, I just want to show you this video made by Jack. He's a councillor. Jack is here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a video that he has made.
Right now at the entrance of the Circuit House quarter, the Circuit House has two components to it. It has the heritage building, which is the state guest house, and which is listed in the map heritage of Goa 2017 by Poonam Varma Mascarenas and Dr. Edgar Ribeiro, our senior town planner. It is a beautiful Art Deco building with heritage value built in 1950s, and it's got this amazing boundary wall around it with Art Deco features, as well as this signage of M, which is also found in the Saligaon Church. I am a councillor of the city of Panjim, as you all know, and I am a councillor of this Ward 17. However, when this renovation work, like most works are being undertaken in the city, we are not informed, and I'm sure the CCP is not informed. I'm sure the PWD or whichever agency has been entrusted this work is doing it in good faith and will come out with a great job. However, I would request them to ensure that this heritage state guest house is maintained with the heritage characteristics of it is maintained. The boundary wall is maintained. There are issues of as to how the work is going on presently. There are these amazing rainforest trees or rain trees here around this building, which are in danger with the way the work is going on. I would request them to take care to see the trees are maintained and are strong enough to withstand the monsoon in the future. The new part of the circuit house, which has no heritage value, is, I think, in my opinion, fair enough that it goes for redevelopment, but at least the heritage building should be maintained. I would also like to give this as a call out to our three experts such as Miguel Braganza, Daniel D'Souza, Avestino Miranda to come and take a look and see how these trees can be protected. I would like to give a call out to heritage lovers, my good friend Prajal Sagadande, Heta Pandit and many others to step forward and work towards ensuring that the state guest house retains its heritage character.
Now this is the old circuit house that is there. It's not PWD, it's NBCC, okay, Ajit, Jack? It's NBCC, not PWD. They're there, they've got their finger everywhere. So I don't expect the new building to look very nice. And so this is the circuit house was ground plus 2, and now you're getting the new one as 8 floors with a swimming pool. That's going to be the new one. Swimming pool again. Where's the water? I don't know. Now the issue here is, this is Altino. It's surrounded by heritage buildings. This was ground plus 2. It hid among the trees, though it was not very nice looking. The blue one could have been developed as another heritage structure. I think you could have your circuit house in a proper heritage structure. They have given the entire plot to NBCC. I'm also hoping they don't even lay a finger on the heritage part that you showed. But this building could have been developed better. This looks like, I don't know, it's so many floors. And it's like a sore thumb sticking out of Altino. All the other beautiful houses around it are going to be, I think, hidden there or whatever. Now the issue is, it had about 35 rooms. I don't know how many government guests come to visit the government of Goa. I have no idea. Do they need more and more rooms? You're going to have 8 floors, a swimming pool. I would think maybe 50 rooms at the most might be enough. Maybe you have extra people, like children, sons-in-law, everybody got us who come along with them. But I don't think you need something like that. This has to be stopped because it's going to destroy Altino. And it's such a beautiful place, such a peaceful place, and I don't think we need something as ugly as what is coming up. And a swimming pool, I don't know where the water is going to come from. So that is what your Altino circuit house is going to look. Ugly, according to me, I don't know what the others think, but that is what it is. Now we are coming to the government garage. This is a place opposite Don Bosco's. Many of you might not have noticed it also because it's always in a bad condition. But the concept plan, now this plan has not yet gone to the PDA. So we are still asking for documents under the RTI. I have applied for documents for all these NBCC projects. The only one I have actually checked is Junta House. That is why I could really speak about Junta House. But all these others, I've asked for them. But from the concept plans, it shows that there's going to be 10 floors here. It's going to be 300 FAR, 40 meters, retail, hotel. What's this thing about hotels? Whole Panjim is full of hotels. We don't have enough private, I don't know, maybe private hotels are full, they're doing very well. You need more government hotels, I suppose, I don't know. But it's hotels, hotels and hotels. And service apartments and whatever. Now,